What are deacons and what exactly do they do? Today on Made for Glory. We first hear about deacons in chapter 6 of the Acts of the Apostles, when the apostles who were ministering to the newly formed church, Jesus has just ascended back to the Father. He's poured out his Holy Spirit upon them, and more converts are coming. And they choose 7 reputable men, 7 men who were followers of Jesus, who were disciples of Jesus, to take on this special ministry of service called the diaconate. And that very word, deacon, comes from the word to serve, to be a servant of others. So what deacons were called to do from the very earliest days of the church is to embody the love of Christ as service to the church and to the world. And so classically throughout the history of the church, deacons have been those who have really been on the forefront of serving other people, of serving the poor, of taking care of when the church is taking collections to bring to people. Usually in the early church, the deacons would be the ones that would bring that collection and help the poor with it. And so that's really been throughout the history of the church. It's also one of the steps of ordination. So there's 3 kind of main pillars of ordination in what we call holy orders. We have the diaconate, we have the priesthood, which I participate in that. I'm a priest, and then being a bishop, the episcopacy. So deacons, priests, and bishops. And as early as the beginning of the 1st century, we have accounts where those 3 ranks of orders were in place and were the normative aspect of the church, where you would come to a church and there would be the presbyters or the priests, there would be deacons. There would also be a bishop who was in charge of a regional area of the church. Recently, in the 1960s, at the Second Vatican Council, a big council of the Catholic Church, they reinstituted something that's kind of popularly known as the permanent diaconate. Because usually deacons are men who have been ordained deacons and are getting ready to be ordained priests. And so they reinstituted this order of men who aren't going to become priests, but they stay permanently in the state of service as deacons in service to the church. So maybe you've been to Mass recently and you saw a man standing next to the priest during Mass, helping him out at the altar, maybe proclaiming the gospel. And there's a lot of great things that deacons can do as part of their service, as part of their consecration, their ordination. They can preach at Mass, which is a beautiful expression of that. They can baptize babies. They can officiate weddings and really help the church to be embodied and to be focused on the poor, on those who feel maybe far away from God, maybe those who are struggling in life. And really, deacons are called to be that arm of service in the church. So the role of deacons has developed throughout the years, but it's always rooted in the person of Jesus and trying to be closer to Jesus Christ. So if you see a deacon at Mass, make sure you thank them for their service and their witness to us of how all of us are called to draw closer to Jesus and to be servants of the poor. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you want more, please check out hit the subscribe button. Also, if you want to get on our contact list, click this button over here, because that'll help you to stay in touch with all the great things that we have going on and get our material released to you before it goes to anybody else. Have a great day.